So I've got a few characters to introduce you to, so get ready, let's go. It's that time again, it is story time. Right, so I'm going to start off with the henchman, the main man. He's called the Cockney Orc, right? And the orchestrator, we call him Cork or Corky, or just the Orc, right? Now, he's an angry, but just not to me, yeah? And I here's how I met him. I was in a shop one day and he Scousers being Scousers, I was just talking to him, haven't I? Obviously, as you do. Lemo! I said to him, where are you from, lad? London? He's like, yeah, mate, yeah, you a Scouser? I'm presuming so by your accent. I'm like, yeah. I said, what are you doing up these ways, lads? What are you down here for? He said, I come to see an old family friend. I was like, have you, lad? Yeah. Staying with him or in an hotel? He's like, I'm staying with him. He makes owns a bar around here, so it sounded better. I'm like, yeah, not half as it does, doesn't it? He said to me, why don't you come out one day? If you're around, you know, pop into that bar. I said, I might do, lad, what bar is it? He said, it's called the Alpine. I said, the Alpine in South End? He's like, yeah, that's the one, you know it? I'm like, do you know? I said, lad, that's my mate's bar. He's like, no way, it's a small world, isn't it? So I told, what car's he in? So I walks out with him, brand new spanking Bentley Jeep. So I got his number and went on my way. Now, my mate whose dad's his family friends, remember he didn't introduce us. I met him in the shop, I didn't even know he knew him until he said. So whatever goes on next graft-wise isn't his business, is it? You know what I mean? So it works out that my mate's dad's legit and the Corky, the orchestra, was there in a family like sort of fashion. So my mate knew he was active, but it was only a 50-50. But because Corky is his dad's mate, he's never spoke to him about earning or graft or anything like that in any way, do you know what I mean? Which is, it does sound crazy, but I do get it, because would you ask your mate's kids, does you want to graft or not like that? You just wouldn't, would you? Do you know what I mean? But this Cockney is like, he's proper heavy, and I mean, he's like proper heavy. Looks are deceiving, right? This kid is a proper wide boy. He's heavy, he's got contacts all over Europe and that, yeah? So we call him the orchestra, call him Corky, or we just call him the Orc, or the Cockney Orc, that's what we call him. Right, so then we've got Dennis the Mush, right? Now, Dennis the Mush, he's like proper head of the Scotland firm, and I mean like proper heavy. So we call him the Big Agus, or the Mush, or Dennis, or just whatever, do you know what I mean? Whatever mood with him at the time. So with Dennis, right, I've met him on a few occasions, but it takes me like 3 hours on the way home to like realise what he's been saying to me. His accent's just like proper, it's heavy, with me and him being in the same room, like a Scouser and a proper jock. It's like we need subtitles or something, but he's the main buyer. He's proper tight with the Orc, and he's like the main man up the road, you know what I mean? So I don't really know nothing personal about him, only he's proper heavy, and he like collects these little like toy cars, like they're not toy cars, they're worth Brewsties, you know what I mean? But he absolutely fucking loves these toy cars, mate. They're like worth Brewsties, some of them are worth like 10 grand, and you know, shit like that. There's like, he's got limited ones that are 60 grand. I know it because every time I go to see him, he always shows me the latest one he's got, and like he shows me how much the car catalogue. But he just like, I think he just takes it everywhere with him, you know, like, as if he's got different versions of it, like for different pockets and in his glove, you know, it's like one of them fellas who just proper into it. He absolutely loves them. Now, I've heard stories about what's happened to people for even just picking one up and taking out the case without asking him, do you know what I mean? He's like proper heavy. It's one of them things, like, and, you know, him telling me that I can hold his latest car every time I go to see him. It's like I've passed this big milestone or ritual in his like little inner circle, do you know what I mean? Because some of his mates haven't even ever held one. That's what I've been told. They've never even held one. We're not even allowed to hold them. You know, just like the street workers and all that, like that, whatever. But one thing I will say though now is, do not fuck with this man's toy cars. Honest to God, they are worth more than your life to him. Then we've got Rav, right? Rav is proper stereotypical jock gangster. He's the second in command for the Big Agus up the road, you know what I mean? So he's like proper up there with him. He's sort of like he does all his, you know what I mean? He does the work that he can't be asked with, and then just reports back to him. So in Scotland, there's loads of heavy G's up there, yeah, but Dennis the Mush, who's Rav's boss, is proper top tier, and Rav himself is just proper, he's just absolutely off his cake, mate. You just hear things about him all the time, do you know what I mean? And it's mad because I'm the only one out of the scout firm who Dennis the Mush will ever meet. So I've met him, like I said, a few times earlier on, but this Rav though, he's absolutely crazy, he's crazy. So we basically just go through Rav for communication or whatever, do you know what I mean? Now, me and Rav, our relationship, I like to think of him as a mate, but he just cards to his chest like I do. And rightly so, do you know what I mean? All his firm are just absolute lunatics, literally though. They're just up for it regardless. And it's like mutual respect between the firms, but you hear stories of Rav. Rav's the henchman, we call him the jock kid up the road, we call him Little Agus, you know what I mean? He's just a proper heavy kid who you don't really want to start fucking around with. Then there's Troy. Troy's the it man. He doesn't have any banter there because he probably shoot around like you're talking about him, so We just leave Troy to be in Troy. He's just Troy or Troy the Hitman. Now imagine Troy to be like the introvert kid in school who digs holes in fields, you know what I mean? Stays off most days or is always late when he does turn up. Probably never did his own work, but teachers didn't mind, to be fair, because they probably scared him. So they probably just left him alone in school. That's just like what type of kid he comes across as. He's one of them kids that'll like kill every single auntie who sees them, and if there's loads of them, he'll make a point to get the ones that escape too. You know what I mean? Like catches fish just to kill them and then throw them back in the water dead. Horrible kid, but he's reliable, yeah. Now, rumour or myth has it that when he was in school, he went on a trip to like some army barracks thing, you know, like I don't know whether it was like the army preparation course or something like that, and they were demonstrating with an SC-80. It had a SUSAT on it as well, so they were giving them, and they were allowed to strip and assemble them, you know, just like the mag, the breech block, put them back together, and then towards the end of the day, they were allowed to shoot down a range. It was supervised by an NC, obviously, so they were supposed to fire in single shot mode, but then he flicked it to full and just let the old mag off. Apparently he was wrestled before he could put a new mag in, but the lad was young, so they let him off. But he almost caused an negligent discharge charge. That's what I've been told, like, so I think he was just from then captivated. Only when he's got older, he's forgot to join the army and become a hitman instead. He doesn't talk unless he has to, but it's probably for the best, because he's a bit of a strange kid if you don't know him, do you know what I mean? Again, it's probably for the best that you don't know him, to be fair. He gets the job done on time, first time, every time. This is Degs right now. Degs is one of my best oldest mates ever. He's like the longest person who I know on earth now to this day I will still speak to. And I met him when we were kids. We were only little kids, and his ma split up with his dad because of whatever reason. He was from he's from Manchester. So we come to Liverpool and moved into my street. I was about 9. He's a few years older than me, but our ma's got on well, do you know what I mean? So we just sit there killing Street Fighter for hours, and I was Street Fighter 2 for hours while he was downstairs on the wine. And, you know, he was a clever fella. He went down the education path of college uni and all that stuff. He's got like a group of companies. He's proper smashing legit. Well, that's what he says to us anyway, but, you know, I doubt he's 100% legit. Lemo! But is he 100% legit? Do you know what I mean? Who knows? And even if he wasn't, and he was doing, like, stuff in that world, you know, he probably, even if he told you, he probably wouldn't even know what he was doing, wouldn't understand what he's doing. He's just one of them kids, you know what I mean? Like, proper on it, like, all degrees and, you know, just all that stuff, right? And what he does, though, he's like me voice of reason. That's what I call him voice of reason. The reason why is because he's got this, like, weird hypnotic, trancy voice, like, especially if you're on a limo. He just calms you down. The amount of times we listen to him and being glad I did is just countless. In fact, it's absolutely endless. He doesn't like the lads who hang around with a taller scouts fan. I'll introduce them in a minute. He just thinks they're all too much, but he knows his place and he knows what the lads are capable of and what they're like. So he just says it to me, really. But he's just one of them people who's always abroad. He's a family man. Like, you can ring him. You can be with him one day and then ring him 12 hours later and his phone rings different. And, and he's always somewhere different, like Morocco, Spain, Greece, Turkey, Amsterdam. Always on one somewhere, just doing whatever it is he's doing, what no one knows about except for him, do you know what I mean? But he's always got time for me regardless of what he's doing, no matter what time. Even if waking up in the night, all hours, which I do regularly, to be fair. But I think he secretly likes it. It's just, you know, it's like he's just solving problems in the underworld sort of category without him being in it. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's got no risk. It's just like he likes being part of it, but he's not part of it in that sort of way where, you know, there's nothing to risk and nothing can happen to him. And it's the best way to be fair, do you know what I mean? And I respect this kid and treat him like a brother. Right now, this is my proper firm. This is the scout firm. I'll wait till you get on these, right? I'm going to start off with the first one. I'm going to start off with Tosh, right? Now, Tosh is like, we call him Tosh because when we were kids and that, we all had Super NESs, yeah, but he had like Apple Macintoshes, like the first versions and all that, so so he gets called Tosh or Apple or iPhone, iPods, Toshy, Tosh Mac, Tosh Knob. He's an handsome kid, you know what I mean? He gets all the birds and that. He's one of them lads who, like, every birthday, it's the fella going out where, even though he's never done nothing wrong, you just know wherever he goes, the rest will follow, do you know what I mean? But he's a proper nice, sound, loyal lad to the core. And he's got a weird relationship with one of my other mates who I'm going to tell you about next, right? It's mad, it's mad. He just gets dragged into things, but it's weird how he does and he allows it because he knows the script, but sometimes he burns my head out, but not for the same reason as the next kid does. It's different levels, but it's because this kid knows better. Tosh knows better, yeah. He's too clever for all that shit, but he still does it and he still gets involved and he still fucks up with him. So I've got to, like, take the blame for everything that they do because they're my mates, they're my proper mates. So even though I'm in charge of them and I'm their boss, sometimes they forget it. They class me, you know, we are mates, don't get me wrong, we are mates, we're like brothers, but, you know, there's got to be law and order and certain things, and these two, mates, they're just like a pair of naughty little kids, I swear it. You know what? the amount of shit these kids get me into is just unbelievable, right? Now, this is Levo, right? We've got a few names from him. His name's Levington, but he hates that name, right? I don't know where his man or dad got that name from, but it is a belter name if you think about it now, but growing up, he got leaded for it, so we call him Levo or Levy, do you know what I mean? Now, Levy is an absolute, and I mean an absolute, he's as loyal as it gets, but wherever he goes, it's just like, he's like a drunken pit bull, yeah? He's got absolutely zero logic and reasoning, and it's just crazy. He's got, his strong points aren't like the things what you'd expect him to be doing, what we do you know what I mean? Now, I met Levo a few years back in a party, the kid's hilarious, but he's just compulsive, yeah? He's wild, but he's my proper good mate, so he gets away with all kinds. Some people don't understand him, or loads don't even like him, they hate him, and they can't understand why I'm not close to him. It just doesn't make sense to them, but sometimes opposites attract, don't they? He's a funny kid, and he's been through some heavy shit. He's like one of them kids who was in out of YOY when he was a kid, just always in trouble, always just doing little stints, and not every sentence is on, just like a little 6 months. A little 10 months, like a little 5 months. No, just one of them kids who's just like, lads, what are you doing? You're getting nicked for all the daft reasons. But I seen past his front early on since when I met him, and he knows that, and I know that, and he knows that I know that. But don't get me wrong, he's a proper hard kid, yeah. But he's got different parts to him where only certain people can see, yeah. And if you're lucky enough to see them and he shows you, then you can see a totally different person than what you'd think he's like. Or is that just me? Do you know what it is? Do you know what? Thinking about it now, that could even just be me. He's, you know what, he's an absolute nightmare. He's an absolute nightmare, and he just drags Tosh into all kinds, and you know, I'm just end up screaming at the pair. I'm like, what have you done that for, lads? This is Cripple. Cripple's the pie and mash. He's just always been called Cripple because when we were kids, he thought he was hard in a bar. He ends up getting, and he's never walked the same since. So, you know, it's just what he's known, it's what he's used to. And he gets leathered for it, even still to this day. It's years and years later, but he just still gets leathered for it, you know what I mean? So he's the pie and mash because he's not really good at running away. he has to just feed the pie. Now, he's got 2 houses. He's got a lovely, proper, lovely family home, and he's got a normal house. What's the pie? Do you know what I mean? So he's in between the two of them and all that all the time. He's older than us, right? He's like, he's not an hard fella, but he's just getting on a bit. So you know, we can't really do nothing. That's just how it is. Right now, finally, there's me. I am the Scouser. You should know I am by now. Yeah, you've been here for weeks, months, whatever. So I'm the leader of the Liverpool firm. I've got my own Liverpool firm, and the lads I've just mentioned to you, they're in my firm. So we do bits of our own work, we do loads of our own work, we do bits with other people, we do bits up the road, bits down the road, bits over the roads, you know, everywhere. Wherever the door is, we'll sort of half go with it, you get me? The main person who I get the work off is the Orch, yeah, Corky Koch. He's the orchestra, so that's who I normally get the work off, yeah, that's who I normally like. That's who pays the most, and the things he asks you to do, they're not even that heavy, do you know what I mean? So it's easy money, it's constant all the time with him. He's always got something going on. So that's how it works, that's how the hierarchy sort of works right now. You don't need to know much about me, do you? You already know me. So here's what we're going to do now. We're going to go straight into the story. It was a Tuesday, this was the arrangement. So my phone rings and I can see that it's Corky, so I answer the phone. Corey's like, Scouser, what's happening, lads? I said, what's happening, lads? He's like, listen, we're 3 boxes up from that last work. He said, but I need to go up the road to the big Aggers. I'm like, yeah. He said, like, can you sort something with me? I said, what do you mean? He said, well, I need to bring it halfway to yours, and then can you get it from your end to the top end? I'm like, yeah, go on, sound, that's sound. I said, where's it going to? He's like, Rav. I said, all right, same place. Like, yeah. So I said, all right, no problem at all. I said, do me a favour then, mate. I said, when it lands, when it needs to land, will you take it to Cripples for me? So he's like, Friday at latest need to be at Rav's. He said, but I'll get it dropped to Cripples tomorrow, mate, by about 6 o'clock. So you've got time to sort it. Nice one, Scouse. I'm like, go on, no problem, lads, I'll belly. Like, he paying for it with me, or is it already sorted? He's like, lad, he's going to pay you. Is that all right? I'm like, sound, mate, sound. I said, well, yeah, will you just keep that under the door for me today, and I'll keep this, then we're straight. Is that sound? He's like, yeah, of course, lad, I was going to say that to you anyway. Saves sending it up again. I'm like, come on, sound, mate, sound. So then, push the phone down. So I ring his level, didn't I? Phone's just ringing out, so I'm just proper blowing his phone up 4 times, and runs down, blah, blah, answer machine. So I'm thinking, he's defo, blanking me in a party there. And like, what time is it? On Tuesday afternoon, like, what, 4 o'clock or something like that. So her phone's Tosh. Tosh is like, yes, lad, what's happening? I'm like, what's happening, lad? I said, lad, where's Lev? We spoke to him, we've seen him since the gym this morning. He's like, lad, I spoke to him earlier on, but I think he's off his bar in a party with that bird from the other day. I'm like, what bird, lad? He's like the old bird. I said, lad, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday. No worries, fucking messing him, you know. I swear, man, he's probably going to bed early at 9 bells. He's just like, oh, lad, he's horrible, isn't he? What's happening anyway? I said, lad, we need to take a pass up the road to Rav by Friday, and you and Lever come with me. I said, so make sure he's sound for Thursday. He's got 2 days, time to sort of shit out, lad, and ring me by Thursday if he's on one for them days, you know what I mean? But I need you to come to mine later, because I need to go and see the man lads for me for tonight, about 8:30. Same place in Manny, yes, sounds. He's like, sounds, I'll be yours for about 7. I said, go on, lad, sounds, see you later, yeah. So must have been about 10 to 7 or something like that in the night time. He knocks at mine, I'm like, what's happening, lad? He's like, what's happening? I said, I need to do me a favour. He's like, what? I said, lad, I need to go to get something and go and see his up from Manny. He's in the same place where he normally is, lad, is that sound? He's like, yeah, come on, no worries, lad, no worries. He said, do we need to get it off? I said, no, it's sorted. I said, get on me later when everything's sorted, lad, sweet. He's like, yeah. I said, go on, sweet, sweet. So then later on comes, I'm just doing what I'm doing, all that. I'm still trying to get all the soft lad. He's just not answering the phone. He's just fucking on the mission list, him. So Tosh rings me, he's like, what's happening? I said, what's happening, lad? I said, just sorted. He's like, yeah. I said, go on, nice one, lad, nice one. So then I thought, you know what? I'll just try and sort this tomorrow and see what's going on with him. Soft lad, you know what I mean? So Wednesday morning comes, yeah. And I was up a little bit later than what I am normally, because I've had a bit of a late night, just like, you know, just doing bits and doing things we have to do and all that. So the phone goes down to it. I'm like, what's happening, lad? He's like, what's happening, lad? He said, what's going on? And then he said, that kid's just knocked here, and that's just landed. What am I doing with it? I said, no, lad. I said, just staying as it is. He's like, what, signing? So I don't have to bunny up and on all day. I'm like, no, lad, no. I said, I'm going to fly the pie on Friday morning with Tosh and Levo and get up off your be about 11, lad. He's like, sound, lad. He said, Levo's just been ringing me then, lad, but I blanked him. I'm like, what, this early in the morning? I said, lad, don't give him anything, you know, don't give him nothing. He's got his own shit, lad. He's a proper sly ass. And Kip was like, yeah, I know, lad, I know. So I'm like, come on, lad, sound. So Kip was like, yeah, I'll see you later, lad. So I'm like, yeah, I put the phone down and all that. Then I had the day off on Thursday because I was doing things with the kids and all that. So I mean, I had to go and, you know, just do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I just thought, you know what, phone's off, just leave it as it is. And I'll go and do what I'm doing for this. So I had a little day out, just, you know, just proper family day, just swerved, all the graphs swerved, everything like that. Everything was sad, because I knew we were going there tomorrow, which would have been Friday, and I had to be there by a certain time. So later on in the night, I turned my phone back on, because I was thinking, where is he? When Levo doesn't phone yet, it means he's just flying in a party somewhere, just doing all kinds of shit. And I'm thinking, you know, if he's not ready for tomorrow, watch what happens. I thought, I'm not even messing if he's not ready tomorrow. I'm going to fall out, because he's an absolute... So Tosh is sound, he's just had the day off, he's doing what he's doing with his bear, whatever. But Levo's just on the mission list, and you're like, lad, have you spoke to him? He's like, no. He's been trying to get bits. He's like, what, still? I was like, lad, he told me on Wednesday that he was there. And then, you know, he's, lad, what's he doing? He's like, lad, I don't know, lad, I don't know. I'm like, have you spoke to him last night? He's like, no. I said, lad, make sure he turns up tomorrow. He's like, lad, I will. So then later on Thursday night, he phones me, and then Levo phones me, and I'm like, lad, where have you been? He's like, oh, lad, listen, it sounds, I'm staying in tonight, I'm not doing nothing, lad, it's proper sounds, I'll be there. Don't worry, lad, you worry too much, there. Oh, lad, turn it in, just make sure you're here tomorrow with him, and that's the end of it, lad, yeah. So then I just thought, you know what, I'm having an early night, because I can't even be arsed with it. My head was half, like, gone a little bit, you know what I mean? And I was thinking, it's proper stress, and you've got to go and see him, and then you've got to go to see Rav, and do you know what I mean? It's a proper headache you can do without. So Friday morning comes, and I'm up early and all that, and the next thing the doorbell goes, opens the door. Who is it? It's Tosh and Levo. They're at mine, and he looks sound. Levo looks sound, and I'm like, no way. He's like, I told you. I'm like, lad, sound, all forgiven. Get in. Do you want to brew? What's going on? Let's have a little chat, everything sounds, all that. And I'm thinking, no way, do you know what? He's not a bad kid, this one, you know. You know what? I've been a bit harsh on him. You know what? I've been a bit harsh on him, you know, and I was like, you know, for the last few days I've been half stressing, and, you know, he's his own man, and, you know, just like talking myself out to what I already thought about him, like an absolute bellend. So I'm like, he's sound. So I said, all right, let's roll. Here's what we're going to do. Tosh, you're in the front with me. Levo, you're in the back. Now, we're going to keep the parcels in the car. They're not going in the boot, because that's just stupid, because we need to take Chase. So if we do end up taking Chase and we can scatter, someone grab the parcel, scatter, someone else scatter the other way, and I'll take Chase, because the plug will, if there's only one plug car, he'll definitely just follow me, but it'll have to be before any choppers or anything come out, yeah. So everyone's sound, we're all sound, it's all good, I'm feeling good, the vibes are happy, it's a sunny day, yeah, we're on a road trip, let's go, we're flying. So it's like a 3.5 hour drive. So I thought, you know what, I'll phone Rav, and I'll just make sure he's awake. But Rav, he don't even know whether he's been asleep. It's just Rav, I don't even know whether he sleeps. I don't know. He's just like, he's just like this weird fella, isn't he? So I phoned him, and I'm like, what's happening, Rav? It's Scouse, lad. He's like, morning. And I'm thinking, what? I honest to God, I don't know what else he said. All I heard was morning, yes. The rest just sounded like he was scuba diving in the back, talking to me underwater. But he's like, not wanting to repeat himself. And even if he did repeat himself, it wouldn't even matter because he'd have to repeat himself about 10 times before I got him. So I'm like, lad, Sam, Rav, yeah, same place, 2 p.m, 2 p.m. Yeah, today, Rav, same place, 2 p.m. You know, just trying to get like coherent, like, yes, you know what I mean? So he's like, yes, Scouts, morning, hippopotamus, cars raining, bagpipes or trumpets. And honestly, God, that's all I heard. Obviously, that's not what he said, but that's just all I heard. So I'm like, sad. So we set off. We must have set off about, it must have been about 11 in the morning now. So I'm driving, Tosh in the front and Levo's in the back. So Levo's in the back, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, what? I said, what are you doing? He's like, nothing. I said, lad, what are you doing? What are you fidgeting around with? I was like, just weird shit. So he went, oh no, lad, he pulls any out. I'm like, what are you messing? Why have you got that? I said, what are you doing? Why have you brought that, lad? He's like, lad, for on the way back. So I was messing around with him, right? Now, yeah, I get on this, right? He was sitting behind Tosh, right, in the back of the car, and I'm in the driver's seat. So I've looked over and like I went to snap the Henry off him, but not like I didn't really want the Henry. I was just like, you know, like just going for it. And he just done this weird, like, it was just like a proper weird moment where he just looked at me and his kite just like dropped. And I was thinking, why is he just like quick in my head? It was like just dead, like it was just slow motion in my head. I thought, why is he? So I pulled back up and I'm thinking, what's he on about? And he's looking at me and I'm thinking, what's just happened there? It was like a weird moment, you know, like he reacted well too much for what it was. I didn't even lean over properly. I just went to grab it and he just like proper parcelled, you know what I mean? So I shrugged it off and I'm thinking, he must have already be off his barn or something in me. There's no way he's not. It was like a proper weird moment, like a glitch. It didn't make sense, but I thought he's probably already on it. So then, you know, we're getting there about an hour and a half later. You can stay at Level just sniffing his box off in the back. Sausages buzzing off and they're having like just all letting each other. But I'm like starting to half fume, so I'm just like listening to the tunes. I'm half fuming, just keeping me wits about me. We're flying, windows, mirrors, everything like that. So I'm just ignoring Level on purpose. He's trying to talk to me, I'm just ignoring him because I know what, I'm just gonna flip right. I'm thinking in my head, you know what? It's not even near yet. Yeah, we might still have to take chase. It's nowhere near over. He's flying off his barn in the back, absolute wet one. I knew I shouldn't have brought him. I knew I shouldn't have, but he's one of them kids where if you don't bring him somewhere and he finds out, he gets all jealous and thinks you don't like him no more. Do you know what I mean? Just one of them kids who thinks like he's missing out on something. Like when you're allowed out after school and all your mates are playing footy without you. That's what he's like. That's just what he's like. So I'm half fuming him, but I've blended it because he's being sound and he's reasonable, he's being numb because he's got a high tolerance to Lemo because he's never off it, do you know what I mean? So Tosh is going to him, save me something on the way back. I'm like, lad, save me something on the way back, do you know what I mean? Let's go, once we're on the way back with sounds, home and clear, let's roll. So we pulls into this gaff where we were meeting him and that, like in the spot where Rav and his mates are. Everyone sounds, this is different vibes with connections. It's not like, there's no aggro, it's not going to be nothing like that. So no one's packing, nothing like that. It's just proper sound. What's on, lad? What's on, lad? And then Rav says to Levo, all I heard was, stupid Levo, you've got Charlie all over your face. But it was like a sort of moment killer, like it was a bit, I can see where he's coming from because I didn't even know to myself. And then when I've looked at him, he's got all Levo all over him. And I'm thinking, you amateur. So I'm looking at Tosh and Tosh is like sort of half laughing because it is funny, but it's not funny. But Levo's off his barney, so he's took it all to heart, you know what I mean? So I just looks at Levo and I'm like, lad, you are messing, you are, but he's like half fuming. Next thing, he just pulls this thing out right, just whips the thing out, runs over to Rav, puts it to him, takes the bag of dough off, walks backwards, aiming at Alden, and just shouts, you cheeky, who do you think you're talking to? And I'm just like, what? What is happening? So I've looked at Tosh, Tosh is just like, Levo's like in the car, so I've just been like, so I'm thinking, what am I supposed to do? So I've just ran to the car, Tosh just followed me, he jumps in the car and span off, and I'm like, lad, what the are you doing? Are you mad? Proper fuming on him. Tosh just doesn't even know what to say. What's just that? Where's that just come from? Levo's like, lad, I forgot I had it on me. I only got onto it when you started to grab the limo. And I'm like, lad, I knew it. I said, I knew it. That was proper weird. You absolute bellend. Why did you just leave it in the car? He's like, I don't know, lad, I couldn't be asking fuming on me. I'm like, so you just robbed him instead? Lad, are you out of your fucking mind, lad? And he goes to me, yeah, but lad, you're the driver, you're the one that drove away. And I'm like, lad, are you messing? What did you want me to do? Just say cut and let's reset the scene and give him his dough back and carry on like I'm just to whip the thing out on him to rob them. Lad, you are absolutely mad. You are proper joking, lad. What am I supposed to say to them? I'm only messing, lad. We were only joking and trying to blend it. Are you messing, lad? So now what? We've got the limo, the money and the thing in the car driving back. absolute wet one, lads. I swear to God, you do my anything, you lads. And I'm absolutely fuming on him. I'm fuming on him, right? My phone's blown up with Rav. I'm raging on him. I'm like, lad, you absolute knobhead. This looks like I was in on it. So I thought, shit. So I just turn my phone off, right? Drops them off. Liverpool on the other phone says to him, lads, move the pie now, go to the other house and move the pie, don't keep that pie there, and don't even go back home until it sounds. And he's just like, whoa, I'm like, oh lad, I'll tell you later, lad, just do that, and that's it. So the number what I've turned off is what Rab's got, and what the Corky's got, right? So no one can get me under the phones except for my mates. It's a different number. So my head's gone, it's proper fell off, and turned my phone off. And I'm thinking, I need to think about what's going on. Now, they don't know where I live, do you know what I mean? So it's all right, but they know where the pie is. Do you know why they know where the pie is? Because they send bits there, do you know what I mean? So they know where that is. So he's had to get out the house, which is, I'll ask what's he done. So he's like moving all presses, moving all bits. That's his job. He's got to do that sharpish, you know what I mean? Because by the time it takes one of them to get there, you've got about 3 hours, do you know what I mean, lad? You better hurry up now, because if he comes from down there, or he comes from up there, lad, they're going to meet in the middle at your house, yeah? Get out the house now, lad. So my head's proper fell off, right? And I'm just thinking, I cannot believe what's just happened there, and I can't even understand it. I can't understand. What are you thinking? What are you on about? How do you think that sounds? Even if you've lost your head, even if someone said to you, how do you think that sounds? That's not sounds. That's in my head, and I'm thinking, do you know what? My head's proper gone. So I was fuming, I was thinking, do you know what? So I just had to calm it all down. It took me ages. I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a little bevy in that, just to calm me down. So I'm on the bevies, I'm having a little stripe, and it's just getting worse in my head. It's getting worse in my head. I'm thinking, he's absolutely wrecked everything again. He's wrecked everything again. Then Tosh phoned me, like, lads, you all right? I'm like, lads, am I all right? Yeah, I'm sound. Are you all right? And he's going, lad, it's all of us. I'm like, lads, it looks like we were in on it, lad. It looks like that's what we went there to do. It looks like it was a plan. It looks like we've just set them up. Lads, no one in the world is going to believe that he's just done that because he said that. He's got lemon on his face. No one in the world is going to believe it, lads. Lads, we're absolutely, I promise you now, we are absolutely. And he's just like, oh, so on phone level, I was like, oh, lad, listen, I'm sorry. I'm like, lad, your sorries mean nothing to me, you know. And it's just a word now. It's just a word, because every time you do it, and every time you say sorry, lads, I believe you. Lads, I believe you. I always believe you, lads. Lads, you're an absolute fucking hindrance, lads. You're a liability, lads. I seen you this morning, I told you were proper sound. Lads, I'm questioning myself about it. Lads, you're an absolute knobhead, lads. And that's the end of it, lads. You're a knob, lads. So I'm just thinking, oh, no. So I've just gone to bed and all that, gone to bed and that. Wow, wakes up in the morning. There's just missed calls, there's just texts, there's just off everyone. Everyone's on me, case the Orcs on me, the Orcs on me. Everyone's just on me, they're all on me, right? And I'm just like, I don't believe this, mate. She has the phone, hello?
Hello, how can hello you? Do you know what you've done? That's no man stuff. It wasn't for me. You've just with the wrong people. I swear to God, you are getting. We know where you are. I'm going to get a blowtorch on you and I'm going to right off you. You scouse. Wait, lad.